Good day, Joey Only the Cariboo Weather Dude here with another awesome report about weather. Maybe you're here because you saw my last weather video and you said, that's not going to happen. And then it happened and I was right. And now you're here because I was right. If I was right about that, then I'll probably be right about what's next. Well, here we're going to talk about all the details of this cold snap right now. Please hit subscribe, like. That really helps me. The algorithms, I'm trying to make this channel something that people actually watch, which means I need support to make it happen. All right, let's talk weather. So here's our awesome jet stream that I said was coming. And look at that, extreme cold air sitting in the Yukon right now. You think it's bad in BC this morning? Well, I mean, that air mass is coming this way. And as it moves south and rides that sort of jet stream, you see the arrows in the bottom there pointing down. As it rides that jet stream down south, it's going to, later this week, develop a very powerful storm in the central United States. That low is expected to track straight into Ontario in time for Christmas, more or less. Some projections are saying this could be historic. It could be like that 1978 blizzard, the infamous 1978 blizzard that just wrecked the central United States. And if that jet stream doesn't go too far south, and that cold air doesn't track too far south, then we may see tornado setups in the lower states as well. If that cold air goes all the way down as far south as some models say it will go, well, then those thunderstorms will take place out to sea in the Gulf of Mexico and whatnot. So that's something that everyone's looking at nationwide. However, we're here to talk about British Columbia weather, so let's talk about that. Public Weather Alerts Canada. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the cold spot in British Columbia is found at Dease Lake Airport, minus 31.2. Victoria Harbour just sitting at 3.4 degrees above. It's the warmest spot in British Columbia right now. The warmest British Columbia is going to get for a while to come. So here is the British Columbia Bad Weather Battle Board. Public Weather Alerts for British Columbia, given to us by Environment Canada, the official people. And what do we have here? 100 Mile House, extreme cold. Atlin, special weather. BC Peace River, special weather. Cariboo, extreme cold. Cassiar Mountains, extreme cold. Central Coast, coastal sections, inland sections as well. Arctic outflow for both of them. Extreme cold for Chilcotin and Dease Lake. Elk Valley, well, you get extreme cold and snowfall. Good for you. Fort Nelson, special weather. But Fraser Canyon, snowfall and winter storm in the Coquihalla Highway, hope to merit in the summit there. Fraser Valley, also Arctic outflow and snowfall warning for you. Winter storm for Coquihalla, hope to merit. I just said that. Haynes Road, way up there in the far northwest, special weather statement for you. Howe Sound, Arctic outflow, as well as North Coast inland sections and coastal sections. Metro Vancouver, snowfall warning for you. Muncho Lake, extreme cold. Nicola, well, winter storm. Okay, well, this is, you get the idea here. Prince George, extreme cold. Stuart Nechako, extreme cold. Watson Lake, extreme cold. Yoho, extreme cold. Special weather statements for South Klondike, Teslin, Williston, and what else do we got here? West Kootenay, snowfall warnings for you. Let's talk about all these crazy warnings. It's a lot. Starting here in the Cariboo where I live, wind chill values near or below minus 40 because a prolonged period of unseasonably cold temperatures will settle over the region in much of next week. How long is this going to last for? That's the big thing we're going to talk about at the end of the video, so stay tuned to the end because it's going to end with lots of snow. When will that be? We'll get to that in a few minutes, but first let's talk about what's really going on right now. Through to Wednesday morning, bitterly cold temperatures and dangerous wind chills. This Arctic air mass has settled over the region now. Overnight temperatures near minus 30 Celsius with northeast winds, 20 kilometers an hour gusting to 40 will result in wind chill values well below minus 40. Although winds are expected to ease Sunday night, overnight lows near minus 35 with northeasterly winds will continue to produce wind chill values lower than minus 40. Extreme cold puts everyone at risk. Risks are greater for young children, older adults, people with chronic illnesses, dress warmly, blah, blah, blah. You live in Canada, you get the idea. Special weather statement that's going on in the north. For southern Yukon and northern British Columbia, this is also for unseasonably cold weather. It doesn't really give you any values. Bitterly cold temperatures and dangerous wind chill values. Arctic air has arrived to the region, and it will be extremely cold. So that's all you get. BC Peace River, well, you kind of get the same thing. So these are very vague, but you get the idea. The Arctic outflow for the coast areas, so central coast, whatnot. Arctic air there will have you between minus 20 and minus 25 along coastal regions. The winds will accelerate between 70 and 90 kilometers an hour through coastal inlets and valleys. So that's going to produce some bitter wind chill values. strong outflow, and bitter wind chill values for you. Way down in Elk Valley, West Kootenay, including Castlegar Trail, Rossland, Elk Valley, and Fernie as well. Snow will be heavy at times. 15 to 20 centimeters is expected now until the evening, Sunday evening. An Arctic front is continuing to bring heavy snow to the region today. Additional snowfalls of 5 to 10 centimeters are expected, with locally higher amounts of 15 centimeters in some communities. But, it'll taper off once the Arctic front comes to the region there. Okay, so Elk Valley, you may also see wind chills near or below minus 40 Tuesday night through to Thursday. Fraser Canyon, 5 centimeters is expected over areas south of Lytton. Areas of Norfolk could get 2 to 4 more centimeters on top of that. Strong outflow winds will reduce visibilities. But up on the Coke, it's more like a winter storm, 10 to 15 centimeters of accumulation expected before the snow eases Sunday afternoon. And what's going to make it ease? Well, even colder air. And then here's the other one we're talking about today. Snowfall amounts of 5 to 10 centimeters in Metro Vancouver, 10 to 15 centimeters in the Fraser Valley. As the front continues to push west, heavy snow will spread into the West Fraser Valley early this morning and into Metro Vancouver regions by mid to late morning. So that's been going on. 10 to 15 centimeters expected across the Fraser Valley, maybe 5 to 10 centimeters for Metro Vancouver locations. So that is the cold weather, basically. Right now at this hour, at 1 o'clock, there could even be thunderstorms going on off the coast of Vancouver Island. You see southern BC here on the graphic forecast area map. This is the map that pilots use, basically. Navigation Canada produces them 3 times a day, basically 4 times a day. So possibility of thunderstorms down there, and you see still southern BC's got that green hatching. That's what represents snow falling. And we zoom ahead 6 hours from now into the night, still kind of lingering around down there, but the ridge is pushing out and snow but gradually beginning to clear more and more out. And the cold settling in down there. Do want to look at Avalanche Canada today, see what their meteorologists are saying, but we do have an incident to talk about. Snowboarder who triggered a one slab on the exit of cool air. Seemed like a wind slab which accumulated at the point where the cooler mellowed out. The trigger point was likely a shallow buried rock. That's an incident that happened down just off of Highway 3 near the Zopkias Bowl. Yak Peak just off, that's off Highway 5, sorry, I meant to say Highway 5, that's what I meant to say. So there is that. With this extreme cold weather, man, you do not want to be messing around out there and get caught in even a small avalanche and be stuck for any period of time, be injured. And here's what Avalanche Canada forecasters are saying today. The Arctic front continues its journey through southern BC as we move to the second half of the weekend. It will push westward through the lower mainland and on to Vancouver Island today. The Arctic front will continue to backdoor through the Rockies, with all mountain ranges in the interior feeling its full influence. Snow will continue in the vicinity of the Arctic front from roughly Vancouver Island eastward to Fernie. They spelled Fernie wrong. It says Ferine, but I know it means Fernie. As we move into tonight, we'll see the snow start to taper off as the Arctic front pushes into Washington State by Monday morning. A few flurries may linger over Vancouver Island and near Fernie. Otherwise, all of BC will be dominated by the bitterly cold Arctic air mass with sunny conditions. Princeton up to Prince George can see temperatures minus 10 to minus 20 degrees below seasonal and minus 5 to 15 degrees below seasonal from Cranbrook to Revelstoke. This very cold air mass will persist through Friday. The coldest temperatures anticipated Tuesday to Thursday. Very cold temperatures along with gusty winds will produce wind chill, making it feel even fucking colder. We are getting to this potential for snow for southern BC on Tuesday. This is where things could get messy again. The numerical weather prediction models are not converging on a solution. Some models show the bulk of precipitation staying mainly confined to Washington State, while others show significant moisture spreading onto the south coast and southern interior. And here's what they're saying about that day 3-4. There is significant uncertainty as to what will happen on Tuesday. Let's start with what we feel confident in. Locations near and north of Bella Bella will continue to see mainly sunny skies. Strong outflow winds will continue through the mainland inlets. Let's go to where the significant uncertainty is, mainly the southern coast mountains south of Bella Bella. While there is consistency in the run-to-run numerical weather prediction model comparisons that there will be a weather system spreading precipitation to the south coast, there remains significant divergence in the location of where the bulk of moisture will fall. For example, on Saturday, December 17th, the Canada regional model shows that the northern extent of this precipitation would reach maybe the North Shore Mountains and Squamish. Further north, it would remain dry. However, the Saturday, December 17th run of the Canadian regional model shows a more northern track for the weathering system, and as a result shows the northern edge of the precipitation near Bella Bella. This would result in moderate to locally heavy snowfall across many of the southern coastal ranges in Vancouver Island. We'll hope to fine-tune this forecast in the coming days. At that time, the BC interior, still in significant uncertainty, as they're saying. Generally speaking, we have high confidence in the weather from ranges located near Blue River and northwards. So that's where the cold's definitely going to be, and that probably includes me here in Wells. Sunny and frigid temperatures will continue for both Tuesday and Wednesday. Now let's get to the areas where there remains significant uncertainty, mainly the interior ranges from Blue River and south to the U.S. border. While there is consistency in the NWP model comparisons that there will be a weather system spreading precipitation to the southern interior ranges, there remains significant divergence in the location of where that snow will fall. Similar to the example seen above for the BC coast section, there are big differences in the precipitation envelope for the 12Z and 18Z models on Saturday, December 17th. There is also disagreement in the forum models too. For the Canadian regional run, the extent of the precipitation reaches as far north as Invermere, while the 18Z shows the northern edge of the precipitation reaching north of Blue River. Well, the 12Z one would indicate light snowfall for the interior ranges south of Invermere. The 18Z model shows widespread snowfall across interior ranges south of Blue River. So this is what we're looking at for Tuesday. We don't really exactly know yet how it's going to shape up. Here's our trusty windy map, and we're going to skip right ahead to Tuesday at 7 a.m. because we know it's going to be very cold between now and then, and we know there's some snow happening in southern BC. We just don't really know what's happening yet on Wednesday and Tuesday, And here we have a whole bunch of precipitation. So that says 10 centimeters over 3 hours in the Olympic mountain ranges. And Vancouver Island could see some of that too, 7 centimeters, whatnot, in 3 hours time. So a couple centimeters per hour. And we'll see how this translates in. This model showing that snow making its way across, but not really gaining any ability to move north. So this model takes a conservative approach, sort of in between the two that Avalanche Canada was suggesting. So there's our big snow for Tuesday. But when we look at the bigger picture outside of BC, and we'll come back to when BC's weather is going to end, this cold streak's going to end. But let's look at the globe for a second here. So here's really the big story that starts on Wednesday, the 21st of December. And we have this big Colorado low getting deep, deep, deep. And look at all those isobars running right through those mid-states. BC still stuck in extreme high pressure at that point, and Alberta as well. And now we see that low start to develop, and look what it's going to throw at Ontario. This is going to be a very nasty setup for much of the Midwestern states. Wisconsin, Illinois. Then we have thunderstorms and heavy rain on the East Coast at that time, where we could see perhaps tornado outbreaks again, where this low is. 997 millibar low. And look how this is wrapping around this low, and it's heading straight for Ontario. This is going to be a real nasty one. So that's the story that we're looking at. Really the big story right now is the Great Lakes region getting potentially pummeled by what could be one of the worst blizzards in decades. Let's go back to British Columbia. Friday, 10 a.m. What's going on? Look at this. It says snow everywhere. Hold on. Back up. So we're looking at Thursday, 5 p.m. That high pressure still in BC, very cold, but a big low trying to hit into the Alaska Panhandle. And that's going to sweep around and bring us some weather. But look at how that cold weather is spilling down into the States and helping to fuel the backside of this continental low. Yes, this is what you would call a classic mid-latitude cyclone setup. And you have now, by Friday at 12 noon, BC getting a lot of snow. So let's go back into here. Now, it doesn't look like a lot of snow at first, but I think as time goes on, we're going to start seeing accumulation. We're definitely going to fall back into a coastal pattern around this time, and temperatures are going to be mercifully warmer by Friday. That low tracking right through into the Peace region, right through the center of BC and up. And you start seeing, 11 p.m. at night, Prince George only -8, Williams Lake -6. Whatever extreme cold weather we're getting, and here we go, just in time for Christmas, is the storm tracking in. Saturday the 24th, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Now you see it's moving through. Significant snow? I don't know about significant yet. Some, yeah. In a lot of regions, yeah. 9 p.m. that night, we see another round of it hitting the coast mountains. Now that's where it's getting some heavy, heavy snow. And then the Cariboos and Columbias some of the Rockies. Snowfall intensity for Christmas Day looks pretty good there. Much of the interior just getting a dusting, perhaps. We'll see. But the real story is, how cold is it going to get? That's what everyone wants to know. So let's talk about that very last before we say goodbye for today. Tuesday, the 20th at 1 a.m., minus 34 Quesnel, minus 36 Williams Lake, 37 McBride, 34 Blue River at 4 a.m., 35 at 100 Mile House, 6 a.m. Salmon Arm, 24 below at 7 a.m. Kelowna, minus 22 now. So earlier we thought in the models that you'd get spared. No, you're going to get some of that cold weather still. But you see, warmer air does stick to those valleys in southern BC. More warm air than we get, say, up here in Quesnel, where already at 5 p.m., minus 30 on Wednesday afternoon. Prince George, 29. I'm just going to leave a marker here about where my house is. Minus 33 in Wells at 10 p.m. at night. 12 a.m. I've seen some models say that we get all the way down to 39 possibly in Wells this week. So, there's always uncertainty by a number of degrees. But we hit well below our forecast low last night here already. So that makes me think we could see more of that. That maybe some of these conservative numbers aren't really telling us the whole story. And then it's not till Thursday we start to see that pattern change begin. And still at that time, 9 p.m. at night, it's minus 18 100 Mile House, minus 22 Williams Lake, 27 in Quesnel. But you start seeing that warmer air mass moving north. Kamloops now at minus 15 at 3 a.m. Warming up, relatively speaking. 100 Mile House by 7 a.m., minus 13. Well, that's usually the coldest time of day. So if it's warming up at when you'd expect the temperatures to be the lowest, that always gives you a clue as to what's really going on, right? If it's warming up overnight or in the morning, then you definitely have a pattern change going on. Minus 6 by 6 p.m. on Friday the 23rd for Quesnel, minus 8 in Prince George, minus 9 Bear Lake, minus 7 Vanderhoof, minus 20 Blue River. You're going to hang on to that cold air in the Rocky Mountains just a little bit longer. The mountains want to keep it there. So, but it won't last too much longer for you, because even by Sunday at 5 a.m. you're starting to see it. 17. It's warming up in the morning for you as well. And then here we go. What's that green stuff? 2 degrees. Holy. Somewhere in the dry spot of the Coast Mountains. Oh, look at that. Prince George, 1 degree. Quesnel, 1 degree. Saturday, the 24th of December. Gonna have a warm day. That's the day with all that precipitation moving through too. So it could be a sloppy, wet mix that we're seeing next weekend in time for Christmas. Okay, that's pretty much the weather report for today. I'm Joey Only. Thanks for coming by. Please subscribe, tell a friend, stay warm. Bye now.